Hello and welcome to Rise Unwind. My name is Dan. You know, each and every week we talk to people from across the country about things you can do right here in your neighborhood. And on this week's show, we got this.
One of the great things about being an actor is that you are challenged by new things all the time. You know, so often the character will do something that you have no idea how to do, and suddenly you'll find yourself taking piano lessons, or learning how to rock climb, or doing something completely different.
A Sea of Lights Enchanted Christmas is going to bring the Aquarium to an all-new glow holiday adventure, connecting people to conservation.
From that national applicant pool, we're going to be picking 5 regional winners, and each of those winners is going to receive $40,000 in local marketing, $10,000 in cash, and a year of payroll services for free provided by Gusto.
So just do a quick inventory of what your health needs are for the upcoming year, and then compare the different plan options in your area. It's not enough just to know the changes that are happening to your current plan, because by comparing, other plans, you can potentially save some money.
All of that and more right here on Rise and Unwind. It's that time of year again. Medicare's annual enrollment period is here. And for millions of Americans, it's a key opportunity to review coverage and maybe even save some money. In fact, the right plan can mean savings of $1,000 or more each year, including hundreds on prescriptions. So joining us today is Whitney Stidom, Vice President of Medicare Enablement at eHealth, with some simple ways to make this process easier and less stressful. Welcome to the show, Whitney. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you.
All right, let's start with the basics. What exactly is the Medicare annual enrollment period, and what should people be doing in the first place to try to make sure they are choosing the right plan?
The Medicare annual enrollment period runs from October 15th through December 7th, and it's the time each year when those that are enrolled in Medicare can make changes for the upcoming year. So whether people are new to Medicare or need to pick a new Medicare Advantage or prescription plan because maybe their existing one is changing or maybe no longer available, crucial to take advantage of this enrollment window. And a good place to start is eHealth.com. We make it really easy to review Medicare plan options side by side. And if you find a plan you like, then you can enroll there as well.
Okay, a lot of people just let their plans renew automatically. Why is it important to take a fresh look each and every year?
Yeah, well, Medicare actually recommends that you review your plan annually. And that's because it's the time of year that insurance companies can make changes to their benefits, but also your individual personal needs can change from year to year as well. So while the annual enrollment period happens every year, it is especially important to pay attention this year because we are seeing more significant changes for 2026 than we've seen in some past years. So definitely not the year to go on autopilot when it comes to your Medicare plan coverage, because many Medicare Advantage plans are changing. Same with Part D prescription drug plans. And some are being discontinued entirely. So we're seeing monthly premiums are increasing, medication deductibles are increasing, some plans are reducing or even removing some of their supplemental benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. And so, the plan that worked for someone last year may not be the optimal plan for them in 2026.
So what are your top 3 tips for making this enrollment season go smoothly and maybe even save money in the process?
Yeah, the first tip is to review your annual notice of change letter. So that letter would have arrived in mailboxes sometime in September for those that are enrolled in a Medicare Advantage or Part D plan. And that letter is going to outline the key plan changes to your current plan. So it'll tell you, monthly premium copays, doctor networks, or in some cases, that letter could notify you that your plan's no longer being offered. So knowing those changes can help people decide whether their current plan still meets their needs. The second is to evaluate your needs and compare your options. So individual needs, situations, health conditions, financial circumstances, all of that can change from year to year. So just do a quick inventory of what your health needs are for the upcoming year, and then compare the different plan options in your area. It's not enough just to know the changes that are happening to your current plan, because by comparing, other plans, you can potentially save some money. So on average, people have over 40 Medicare Advantage plans to choose from in their area. And a lot of people incorrectly believe that all plans are generally the same. But The truth is that, plans and the out-of-pocket costs can vary significantly. So really key to compare the plans from the different insurance companies. And then my third tip is to get expert guidance. Sorting through all those Medicare coverage options can seem daunting and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. So for a less stressful experience and to help make the process easier and faster for more peace of mind and confidence in your plan selection, working with a licensed insurance agent can be helpful and is available at no additional cost and can help you save money. In fact, last year, people who used eHealth.com to compare their Medicare Advantage plans potentially saved an average of over $1,000 in out-of-pocket healthcare expenses, and that includes $800 in prescription medication costs alone.
And there's a lot of talk about new plan options and rising costs this year. What do you think beneficiaries should be keeping an eye on in 2026?
Yeah, again, it's just not the year to go on autopilot. So really understand what the changes are happening in your current plan, and that can vary, depending on which area you're in. But I would pay attention to your prescription drug deductible, your monthly premium, and then there's supplemental benefits like dental, vision, hearing, over-the-counter benefits. We are seeing some pullbacks in those benefits and increased costs.
And finally, where can our viewers go for help or more information?
Yeah, for more information, you can go to eHealth.com or call 1-800-eHealth. Again, that's eHealth.com.
Thanks for joining me today, Whitney.
All right, thanks so much.
Small businesses really keep our communities going, from local cafes to family startups. And now a national program is shining a spotlight on the people behind the success. So joining us today is Caitlin Matalone, Head of Small Business Communications and Advocacy at Gusto, to tell us how Gusto Impact Awards are celebrating entrepreneurs across the country. So let's welcome her to the show. Caitlin, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing so great. Better now that I'm here with you, of course. Thanks for having me on.
That is the kindest thing I've heard in a very long time. Thank you. All right. We are seeing all these new small businesses opening up lately. What does that say about the state of entrepreneurship in America right now?
Yeah, we're certainly seeing this new era of entrepreneurship. And what I think it says is there's nothing small about small business. Small businesses have a big impact on our lives, on the community, on the economy. And when you really think about it, there are actually 33 million small businesses across the country, and that makes up 99% of all businesses nationwide. And so this surge in entrepreneurship that we're seeing is really exciting. In fact, 5 million small businesses got their start in just the last year alone. So I don't think this is something that's going away anytime soon. And my hunch is the future of business in the U.S. is going to be small.
So in what ways does Gusto see small businesses having a lasting impact in their communities?
I think if you were to just walk down the street and talk to anybody that you meet, they'd be able to pinpoint a small business that has a lot of meaning for them. And whether that's, the coffee shop around the corner where the barista knows your order by heart, or it's a local art gallery that's giving opportunities to local artists and giving them their big breaks. I think Gusto thinks, and I certainly think, that small businesses are the backbone of our communities and our economy, and we need to have their backs.
Is it a bad sign that when I walk into a bar, the beer's already ready for me?
Hey, that's between you and your bartender, Dan.
Can you tell us about the Gusto Impact Awards? What are they all about, and how can small business owners even get involved?
Yes. So just by way of introduction, Gusto helps 400,000 small businesses pay and provide benefits for their teams. And we are really excited about the Gusto Impact Awards this year. This is a nationwide contest for any and all small businesses who want to apply. And really, it's an opportunity to celebrate small businesses and the role they play in our lives and the impact they have on our communities. And so folks can go to gusto.com/win. And applications are up right now. The application window actually closes November 21st. So, get in there right now and fill out that application. And we're really excited to hear all of these stories that small business owners share with us. The application takes about 15 minutes to complete, and it's really an opportunity for small business owners to tell us all about themselves, their business, the folks they serve, and the impact they make on their communities.
So what do the winners receive, and how has this program helped other entrepreneurs in the past?
Yes, let's get to the good stuff. So from that national applicant pool, we're going to be picking 5 regional winners, and each of those winners is going to receive $40,000 in local marketing, $10,000 in cash, and a year of payroll services for free provided by Gusto. And we have seen these impact awards make a huge impact on previous winners. In fact, one of the small businesses that won in years past used the winnings to open up a second retail location. So we can't wait to see what this year's winners do. And we look forward to reading all these applications that come in.
That's great. For anyone that wants to learn more, maybe even apply, where should they go?
Gusto.com/win.
All right, one more time, gusto.com/win. Caleb Matalone, thanks for joining me today, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me on.
You are a hero, and especially for all the small businesses out there.
It's the best. This is so much fun. These awards are awesome. Thank you so much for having us.
It's being called one of the worst flu seasons in recent U.S. history, with record hospitalizations and hundreds of child deaths. So how do we protect our families as flu activity ramps up again? So joining us are Dr. Candace Robinson from GSK and Megan Parks, a mom turned advocate with Families Fighting Flu, who's helping others avoid tragedy. Welcome to the show, you two. How are you?
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All right, Dr. Robinson, let's begin with the basics. What makes the flu so dangerous, and who is the most vulnerable?
Absolutely. The flu is a contagious respiratory virus that can infect the nose, the throat, and sometimes even the lungs. And it's spread through tiny droplets when people cough or sneeze or talk. There are some people who are at a higher risk for flu-related illness, and that includes people who are older, 65 and older, pregnant women, people with certain chronic health conditions, and young children. But really, the harsh reality is that anybody can be impacted by flu, even people who feel healthy. And serious problems related to flu can happen at any age.
And Megan, your story is heartbreaking. I heard it. Can you share a little bit of it and how it changed your outlook on flu prevention?
Yeah, absolutely. So our daughter Kennedy was a vibrant, otherwise healthy 2-year-old little girl who passed away unexpectedly from the flu in February of 2023. She had tested positive for the flu after developing a fever and some other flu-like symptoms. And unfortunately, she was not vaccinated for the flu that year. We had always been really diligent about getting all of her vaccinations done on time, but because her, annual appointment didn't line up with flu season, she did not get that year's flu shot. When she got sick, we were instructed to monitor her at home, rest with her, monitor her breathing, and take her in if her condition worsened. And a couple of days later, she developed a blue tint on her lips, and I rushed her to the emergency room nearby and got about halfway there before she became unresponsive, and ultimately we lost her.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Dr. Robinson, there are many myths and misunderstandings that we still hear about the flu vaccine. Can you discuss that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there are many common misconceptions that people may have about the flu vaccine and whether it's worth getting a flu vaccine or, what effects the flu vaccine can have. But the truth is that flu vaccination can help reduce the risk of flu illness, flu hospitalization, and flu-related death. And in fact, the CDC estimates that during the last flu season, flu vaccines prevented an estimated 240,000 hospitalizations, primarily among those 65 years of age and older.
And Megan, what do you think drives your advocacy work today?
Yeah, we personally didn't know much about the flu or take it very seriously. So it's become our mission to make sure that no family experiences, the same experience that we had, losing a child to a preventable illness. We just simply did not know that it could be deadly, that it was something that we really needed to take seriously. You hear it just the flu all the time, and it needs to be taken more seriously than I think we typically do.
And Dr. Robinson, why do you think people should make flu shots priority this year, even if they are feeling healthy?
Yeah, as you alluded to, this past flu season was one of the most severe in recent history. We had a record-breaking number of pediatric deaths, and we also had overwhelming levels of illness and hospitalization. But despite widespread awareness, flu vaccination rates remain alarmingly stagnant, and that leaves millions vulnerable to flu illness and serious complications.
And Megan, what's one thing that you want other parents to remember heading into flu season?
Yeah, I wish more people knew that the flu is a vaccine preventable disease and it should be taken seriously. Vaccination can prevent the flu for both you and your family. And in an instant, the flu can change your life like it did ours. The bottom line is the best way to help protect yourself and your family is talking to your pharmacist or your doctor about flu vaccination.
And Dr. Robinson, where's the best place for people to learn more and maybe find vaccination locations?
Absolutely. Flu vaccinations are often offered in settings like the doctor's office, but you can also get them in places like the pharmacy. So it's really important to talk to your doctor or talk to your pharmacist about flu vaccination today. And also, for more information on flu prevention, you can visit cdc.gov/flu.
I really want to thank you two for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Ever wish the holidays felt a little more magical and maybe meaningful? This year, America's #1 aquarium is lighting up the season with an immersive experience that shines a spotlight on conservation. We're joined by Misty Mitchell, Director of Conservation and Education Programs at Johnny Morris Wonders of Wildlife National Museum and Aquarium, live from Springfield, Missouri. Welcome to the show, Misty. How are you, my friend?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
No, I'm excited about aquariums, especially for the holidays. You're joining us live from this brand new Holiday Lights experience. What inspired Sea of Lights Enchanted Christmas?
Yeah, Sea of Lights Enchanted Christmas was inspired by Johnny Morris, his passion for connecting people to nature and the outdoors. Johnny Morris is the founder of Bass Pro Shops and a leading conservationist. As part of the Johnny Morris Conservation Foundation, we are dedicated to providing conservation outdoor experiences and connecting to the next generation of outdoorsmen. Sea of Lights Enchanted Christmas is going to bring the aquarium to an all-new glow holiday adventure, connecting people to conservation.
So what can guests expect to see on this journey? Are there any standout moments that we shouldn't be missing?
Yes, guests can expect to see and experience dazzling lights like you see behind me. You're going to hear festive music and holiday scenes throughout the entire aquarium tour, but you're also going to connect to conservation. The exhibit we can see today is Shipwreck, and you're going to see the neon corals. You're going to see the illuminated stingrays. And this is just one of 12 different exhibits that you're going to experience and really enjoy and learn about conservation. Here, we're going to learn about protecting marine habitats and the importance of artificial reefs.
And keep mentioning conservation. How does this event bring that mission to life, and why is that message so important right now?
Through our AZA accreditation, our immersive exhibits, our partnerships with leading conservation organizations, and hands-on educational programs, we are dedicated to conservation. It's our #1 mission. And the Sea of Lights Enchanted Christmas connects our guests with our conservation. These are our successful conservation initiatives like our Sea Turtle Research and Rehabilitation Center and our programs, local and regional stream team cleanups and habitat restoration programs.
That is awesome. Where can our families go for tickets, hours, and maybe some more details?
Yes, to learn more and to buy tickets, you're going to go to wondersofwildlife.org/seasons. We hope to see every single one of you here at Wonders of Wildlife in Springfield, Missouri, celebrating the holiday season with us.
That sounds like a fun little trip. Thanks for joining us today, Misty.
Thank you, and have a Merry Fishmas.
Oh, you killed it. All right, you win. You win with that. Thank you. If you ever dreamed of cruising with a little Hollywood flair, this one's for you. Princess Cruises just held a star-studded naming ceremony for its newest ship, the Star Princess, featuring none other than Camilla and Matthew McConaughey as godparents. From Sheryl Crow's live performance to a drone show lighting up the Florida sky, it was a night to remember. Here's a look. It was a night of music, lights, and a little bit of movie magic as Princess Cruises celebrated the official naming of its newest ship, the Star Princess, at Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale. Grammy-winning artist Sheryl Crow took the stage, helping set the tone for a celebration that blended Hollywood glamour with a time-honored maritime tradition. The highlight came as Princess Cruises officially welcomed its newest godparents, Camilla and Matthew McConaughey, co-founders of Pantalones Organic Tequila, and now part of a legendary tradition that's included icons like Princess Diana, Audrey Hepburn, and Sophia Loren. Known for their warmth and creativity, McConaughey's perfectly captured the Princess Cruises' spirit of life well spent, celebrating connection, family, and adventure. The evening built to the ceremonial bottle break, wishing good fortune for the Star Princess and all who will sail aboard her. Guests were treated to a dazzling drone show inspired by the Northern Lights, lighting up the Florida sky in true princess style. At more than 177,000 tons and designed for over 4,000 guests, Star Princess takes luxury at sea to the next level. She features 30 dining and bar venues, next-generation entertainment, and elevated spaces like the Sanctuary Collection, the Dome, and the Arena. Plus, Spellbound by Magic Castle, a speakeasy experience created with Hollywood's famed Magic Castle. After debuting in the Mediterranean, the ship now begins her Caribbean season from South Florida, before sailing through the Panama Canal and on to Alaska. From world-class entertainment to unforgettable destinations, Star Princess is charting a bold new course for Princess Cruises. Learn more at princess.com. November is Alzheimer's Awareness Month, a time to shine a light on brain health and early detection. You know, more than 7 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's, and experts say nearly 80% of people would want to know if they were at risk before symptoms start affecting daily life. So joining us today is Academy Award-winning actress Julianne Moore, who's gained powerful insight in Alzheimer's disease through her Oscar-winning role in Still Alice, a movie I absolutely loved. She's here to talk about the Brain Health Matters campaign and why being proactive about our minds is so important. Welcome to the show, Julianne. How are you?
Hi, good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
I am struggling just to wake up, but I'm getting there.
Okay, good.
You're working with Lily on this new Brain Health Matters campaign. Can you tell us what this is all about?
Well, the campaign is really wonderful, actually. It's to encourage people to prioritize their brain health, to talk to their doctors about their risk factors for Alzheimer's, and to ask for a cognitive assessment. Because so often we don't prioritize our brain health. We're used to going for our physicals and getting our blood pressure taken, getting a mammogram, getting a colonoscopy. But the brain is the control center for the entire body. So why shouldn't we have a cognitive assessment when we go for our annual physical as well?
So why do you feel that it's so important to take early action, even when someone feels perfectly healthy?
I think the more you know about your own health, the better off you are, the more you advocate for yourself. As you just said, I think you just named the statistic that, 4 out of 5 people would like to know if they had Alzheimer's before symptoms started so that they could do something about it. And there are physical things that you can do that may mitigate symptoms. I mean, certainly there's a huge correlation between physical health and brain health. Sleep, exercise, diet, social engagement, learning something new, staying active, all of those things contribute to a healthy brain.
And you won an Oscar for Still Alice. I love that movie. It's a film that deeply explored Alzheimer's disease. How did that experience change your understanding of the condition?
Well, it's interesting that you said it deeply explored Alzheimer's disease, because what was really unusual about it was that it deeply explored Alzheimer's disease from the perspective of the person with the disease. So often we see these stories kind of told from an outsider's point of view, but this one put a person at the center of it. And really, I think for the person who wrote the book upon which the movie was based made the character younger. She had her have early onset, because so often people think that Alzheimer's is simply a condition of aging, that it's not a disease, when in fact it is a disease. So she really wanted to show the progression the disease, and that it's not just about memory loss, but about function, and can be and can change things like, you know, our personality, our relationships to others, our ability to function throughout our life. So that was what was so unusual about the film.
And on a personal note, what do you think you do to take care of your own brain health?
I exercise. I do a lot of yoga. I eat pretty well. I try to learn new things. I try to make sure that I feel stimulated and that I even walking a different way, using a different hand when you're writing or eating. Anything that you can do that breaks up your routine is going to be stimulating for your brain.
Are there any projects or anything that you're working on lately that you could talk about?
I made a movie earlier this year with Jesse Eisenberg where I sang, and that was certainly very stimulating.
How did that go for you?
It was great. It was really, really fun. But one of the great things about being an actor is that you are challenged by new things all the time. You know, so often the character will do something that you have no idea how to do, and suddenly you'll find yourself taking piano lessons, or, you know, learning how to rock climb, or just doing something completely different. And so I think that's one of the things I love the most about what I do.
All right. And finally, where can our viewers go to learn more about helpful resources for Alzheimer's and maybe some brain health?
There is a wonderful website, brainhealthmatters.com, and you can go there for more information.
Hey, you are a hero. I want to thank you for joining me today.
Thank you. So nice to talk to you. Thanks so much.
Hey, I want to thank you for tuning in to Rise and Unwind. If you want to be on the show, just go to our website, riseunwindtv.com, fill out the form, send it on in. Maybe you could be on a future episode. We have social media. We have a Facebook. We have Instagram. Plus, you can follow our YouTube channel. All of the above is at Rise Unwind. And until next week, that was Rise and Unwind.
Genau,